Hi all, Akash here. We'll wait for a while for people to join in. We already have 7 folks here. Uh, I would really appreciate if you can put down in chat if you can hear me. Everything is all right. Okay, great. So this is my first live stream, and this is like very mandatory sort of one, wherein right now we are going through a lot of turbulent times in crypto and in general of like stocks, because of AI stocks, because of other stuff. So I'll be uh, going through point by point on why what is ongoing and why we are like having this live today. So there is a lot of panic in the market. So where is this going? But before that we need to understand like why, where have we come from, कहाँ तक आ चुके हैं, कितना टाइम हो चुका है, क्यों लाइक पिछले 2-3 साल में क्या हमारी जर्नी रही है. Just give me a moment before more people join in. Okay, so let's begin. So there is lot of panic in the market in crypto, and आज हम ये देखने वाले हैं कि क्यों ये इतना सारा पैनिक है, क्या चल रहा है अभी, इतना सारा टर्बुलेंस. बट उससे भी पहले हम लोग की पहले की जर्नी, कहाँ से हम लोग आए हैं, कहाँ पे आज खड़े हुए हैं. सो लेट मी एक्सप्लेन दैट. आई शेयर माई स्क्रीन. So So if we see, like we have been talking always ki हाँ 2013, 2017, 2021, there were waves. Like this was big wave which we cannot see आज, जहाँ पे कि लिटरली BTC सेंट से लेके $1,000 गया था. सेम यहाँ पे $100 से और दोबारा इट रीच $20,000. यहाँ पे $3,000 to $70,000. और in the fourth, which is like current wave, which was expected, and it reached to $126,000, $126,000. And finally, like right now it is falling, and it has fallen from like 120,000 to almost $80,000, which reversed back to like $87,000 right now. But why did it happen actually? So there are multiple reasons to it. So I'll be covering that. And but there are like a lot of questions you might be having कि यार मतलब 2025 में वेव आना था. ठीक है, BTC बहुत अच्छा परफॉर्म किया है in this all time. Like if I talk about one of my previous videos, wherein exactly almost 3 years back, like this was created on December 12, 2022. So in 3 years it has like reached from $17,000 to still like we are in a lot of like good profit in terms of BTC. But in case of alts, it has not performed really well. और अभी भी BTC भी in fact like 126,000 था, लेकिन अभी गिर क्यों रहा है, right? So the अभी आगे क्या करना है उस चीज को समझने के लिए पहले ये इंपॉर्टेंट है कि अभी क्या चल रहा है और क्यों जो भी चल रहा है वो हो रहा है, राइट? तो बहुत डिफरेंट साइकिल रही है ये वाली. और क्या साइकिल कंप्लीट हो चुकी है, क्या आगे कोई गैस भी बची है कि नहीं बची है, अभी इन्वेस्टेड रहना चाहिए नहीं रहना चाहिए, ऑल्ट्स में डालना चाहिए नहीं डालना चाहिए, या फिर केवल BTC में स्टिक करना चाहिए. By the way, when I'm going on, I'll be appreciating if anyone puts in the chat. So okay, there are no people, but I'll still keep going. So yeah, so people are really scared that is the wave over and all of that. But what are the triggers? So I'll be capturing, there are like total of 4 triggers I'll be talking about. So first thing is, like every wave has seen a certain timeline in which it goes up and comes down. And generally the wave tops are seen like close to 1.5 years after the halving session. So in these ones it occurred like in 2013, in 2017, in 2021, and this time as well, like halving occurred roughly last year in April. And exactly after 1.5 years, it was supposed to be like October was supposed to be a peak. So after that, there were like a lot of long like short positions which were automatically activated. People are like, okay, now the wave is done. So first reason is that. Second one is the recent news with Michael Burry. So this is the same guy which was there in Big Shot, like the on which the movie was created, The Big Shot. I would recommend you to watch that as well. So this is the guy who created like $800 million worth of wealth in 2008 when everyone was losing money. In that same 2008 wave, he predicted it beforehand, and he was right at that time, right? So in that crash, he made $800 million within a few days in that pattern. So now he has predicted that uh, we are like very much overhyped with Nvidia and other AI, like this AI frenzy. So if we see AI prices, so it's like it's unsustainable according to him. And in fact, like we can definitely see it is like crazy what we have seen. Like it has gone from $12 to over, like even like after the chat GPT came in the market. So from that time, like close to $12 to right now it sits at $182, which is huge. Like it is tremendous. Like no other company has given that, and that is why it is like at the market top. Nvidia is at market top, but Nvidia is not alone. Like there are so many companies out there which are like pushing this change. The AI chip makers, those are like the infrastructure people. Then the implementation people like ChatGPT or ChatGPT, Perplexity, Claude, Gemini, all of that. Then there are like spenders, for example, Google, Microsoft, Meta. So these are like pushing in money, like a lot of money, billions and billions of dollars into the game. So if this crashes, if the crash happens, so in that case, the entire like a tech market collapses. A big shock will come through. So if that happens, it is gonna be like huge. So third one is the Japan rate increase. So recently, Japan earlier what used to happen that you could like borrow money from Japan, and Japan would rather fund your growth. But recently, Japan increased their rates. Japan increased their rates from, so if I show you, 2.5%, and now it is expected to go for 0.75% as well, proposing a rise to 0.775%. So if that happens, then for example, China, like US has been borrowing money from different places. So that is also, and Japan is one of the largest, loan giver. Then fourth is the ultimate thing is the liquidity. So liquidity is the core problem of the entire game. That liquidity is drying up, as in like US is already in the highest debt in the entire history of 38 trillion, 39 trillion dollars. So that is like insane. Then like in the past, there have been government shutdowns. There have been a few government shutdowns, but this time it was the largest record, like 43 days. Right, in the past there have been like different government shutdowns. Government as in like US government we are talking about, in the past, like in 1819, 35 days, but this time it was like record breaking for 43 days of the shutdown. That means like and the biggest part is it was not only like affecting some of the agencies, like in the previous months, it affected all of the agencies. And there are like almost a million employees who were like not so were affected, right? So now, so in the entire duration of this rate cut, so sorry, the shutdown which happened, so we do not have the data for, so which started October 1st, and like just this November 12th, this was concluded, and after that it was expected that government will cut the rates. So interest rate is one of the big things that is like the pushing the liquidity into the market. If we see the previous data, so this is these are the rates at which federal bank, or you can say the Federal Reserve Bank, pushes the money in the market. So in the past, you have seen like it fluctuates a lot, but right now it is going close to 4%, which was like reduced from 5%. But earlier it was like hovering during the COVID times. So if I show you during the COVID time, so you need to understand the term quantitative easing and quantitative tightening. That means that when the tightening happens, that means the government is like trying to preserve the money, and the rates go up. But when they do the easing, that means that they are like easily giving away the money for the companies or the corporates or the entire ecosystem to take the loan and build the economy. And for a while it was like this is like old data. You can see this is like during, so that is why during the COVID you could see that there were like massive, this was very high quantitative easing kind of time. So if we go back to the chart, so this was the time around almost negligible interest rates were there, and after that it started tightening. And when the rates increase, so at that time the capital is not that much in the market, and it is like कि यार पैसा अभी खत्म हो रहा है, तो उसको बहुत इंपॉर्टेंट स्टफ में ही आप लगाओगे ना, आपके पास में अगर सेविंग्स कम हो रही है तो आप बहुत इंपॉर्टेंट चीज़ों में ही लगाना प्रेफर करोगे, रादर देन जस्ट ऑन दी futuristic kind of things, like for example in this case AI or any new innovation. सो अभी का क्या सीन है ना कि अभी इतने टाइम टाइटनिंग रहा है. सो नाउ it was expected for first of all that in December the rates will further be cut down, but right now it has stopped. And Jerome Powell is having his term like close to like May 2026, and by then they have to like do something about it. So it is very much expected that not if not now, in near future it will be like shot down. So there will be they have no option but to do the rate cuts, but we cannot like say for 100%, right? So if I show you the unemployment chart, so this is one of the other very important chart you need to see. So during COVID, what happened? So I'll do it for 5 years, or let's say 10 years. So during COVID, it generally goes around 3% to 4%, but during COVID it shot up to 14.8 or 15%, like unemployment. So 15 within a month or couple of months, it shot up to 15%. So that is why they had to do the easing. And after that so that is how like company take the loan, and again things start happening, economy starts moving forward. But right now the it needs to be kept under 4%, but right now it is like going up again. And in the like unemployment, that unemployment is increasing in the past because of AI, because of like a lot of things. But now, so it is that is if that happens, if that keeps on increasing, they have to maintain this number. And because like they cannot leave the people around with unemployment, so US has to ease on like rate cut. So it is like correlated. Now when that happens, money comes in the market, and then it flows into the bit riskier assets. Now it is like very we can go two ways from here. They cut the rates, we see again like money flowing into the like riskier assets like crypto or something like that. Or on the worst case scenario, like AI bubble bursts, there is no rate cut and everything is in squeeze, and for a while we are like in stagflation. So both the paths have like almost equal kind of probability. But when we talk about the fundamentals, so in case of crypto, coming back to crypto, while we have seen a decent increase in terms of like for so 2025 has not been very good for Bitcoin as well. And in fact, like all of which was expected, if you see like for 1 year chart, it is like minus 11%. Gold would be way better in that case for 2025. Most of the people who predicted 2025, like almost all the people, they were wrong. Can't do anything about it, they were wrong. But and the cycle which was expected to be 2025, like the bull run we were expecting, has not happened yet. And if we see in market cap, so if we talk about the market cap for 1 year, it has decreased, in fact, like from 3.21 going up 4.2, and again like back to 3. So 3.21 to 3, so that is like more of a squeeze rather than increase. So which was expected to go from 3 trillion to 6 to 10 trillion dollars, on the good side, $10 trillion, amazing side, and on the conservative side at least like 5-6 trillion dollar market cap. So in that case, if that would have happened, we would have seen like uh, you know decent chunk in BTC Ethereum. No, so BTC Ethereum, but like much more in like smaller coins. Now, top five coins. If we talk about top five coins like BTC Ethereum, BNB, Solana, XRP. So leave BNB. In fact, like, these have like performed decently in past like 3 years or so, but not Ethereum by the way. But still like recovered from $1,000, close to $1,000, or even less than that to $3,000. So that is good. However, the smaller coins have not seen very amazing kind of. For example, Cardano is usually one of the benchmarks. So in that case, that was sitting at like close to $3, and right now at $0.4, right? And so it has not performed. If we talk about Filecoin, which was like close to $200 back in 2021, is now at 1.5, and in the past, like in past 1 year, it has again like not recovered at all. So right now we are sitting very low in terms of market caps for smaller currencies, for smaller assets as well. However, like if we talk about the fundamentals, so BTC in the long run, um, it is like there are 21 million bitcoins only. There are institutions who are like accumulating, countries who are accumulating, ETFs are there. There have been like, and once it goes in ETFs or pensions or all of that, so it is not like short term kind of play. It goes for long term. For example, it is like recently in I think August, Trump signed that bill for keeping it in for long run for pensions, 401k, right? So if that happens, and actually that bill has passed, so that has already started happening. So in that case, the money goes in, or BTC are held for long run. Countries are racing towards it, companies are racing towards it, overall institution, overall economics. So earlier it was like completely hobbyist kind of thing, but right now it is here to stay. Even in the lowest part of BTC, it is here to stay, because price is just the price is just the take of the market of the current situation, and it is like completely driven by the emotions, more very much driven by the emotions rather than just the actual logics or the baseline thing. So if we go to the CMC and fear and greed ratio, so right now we are in the very much fear kind of stage. So if we see all time, so we see we are like almost for past 4 or 5 years, we are in one of the lowest stage right now. It reached to 10 last week, and when BTC hit like 80,000 dollars 3-4 days back, and now it's like recovered to 15. But yeah, ultimately it is an extreme fear. It is not fear, it is extreme fear. And when it is at extreme greed, so at that time, that is the time when markets are crazy, and in running towards buying this and that. So that has not happened in very much in this cycle. So for example, the cycle is not, the data is not available for the last cycle. However, if we see, there are two major events when it has happened. So that is like the halving kind of event, which was back in like just before halving last year. So BTC reward halving. So that time the greed ratio reached to 90, and the prices were again like very high. And here as well. So this was just before Trump taking the seat. So this year, early this year, as you might have remembered, so that time also it was like 88, and that time the Bitcoin price shot to like almost $100,000. And right now it has, the price have dropped a bit. And fear, it is like the extreme fear kind of situation. Now if we see about, if we talk about the altcoin season, so BTCs has not performed to the level. I'll first of all, actually, let me show the rainbow chart. So this is one of the very important chart in case of BTC. So that means, and this is not like today's chart, or this is created long back, how it should be. So what does it mean? So the prices in blue means extreme fear, and prices in red is like very much the prices are overhyped right now, like extremely overhyped. So if we see, it started like the we have data for like since 2009, and prices this time like 2013. If you see, this is around November 2020, sorry, November 2013, when it was in the orange zone. After that, it prices corrected and it came down to to the blue zone. And that time the prices were close to $100 again in 2018. And this is January, so which was touching red, like it was in red. So after that it corrected and reached to $3,000, and it was hovering around in like blues and greens before it actually, and this has happened if you notice. So after halving, these events happen like 1.5 years usually. So halving, 1.5 years, halving, and then 1.5 years. So this was 2021, that is the last cycle, right? And this was again touching red, then touching almost uh, that was again like in the orange zone. And now this time it is like hovering in the blues, and it has not touched green, sorry, a yellow zone even, leave the orange or red. So the prices are very conservative in, if you see from the perspective of the rainbow chart. So we were expecting it to go to close to like 150 or a bit more, but it has not reached to the level. So BTC has not performed to the level, and alts have not performed to the level at all. Now if we see the previous chart, like previous year's chart, BTC. Yeah. So in the previous cycle, it I'll short it down. So previous cycle, it started back from like close to $3,000 to, and it reached to $60,000. And before, after that, it started falling and fell to $30,000. So that is like the 50% of the market was wiped out for BTC. And people were like, okay, it's gone. But it recovered back from $30,000 to even higher levels. Like this reached to $69,000 in the second time before the market crashed again. So that is, again, it did not make one but two peaks here in the previous cycle, that was 2021. This time as well, however, this time as well, while we have seen it to reach like $126,000, and it fell to $80,000. Now we are like, there is a huge possibility of like in Q1 we see the prices to revert, and the actual altcoin market picks up again, if that AI bubble or all these bubbles do not burst. But in the past, it has happened that even Russia Ukraine war, or some or other war like World War situations, or oil, there are like so many things which have happened this year. China India, like US China. So different things, India Pakistan. So a lot of different things have happened, events have happened. This has been very turbulent kind of year. But from here on, so what should be the ideal strategy for anyone, right? For you. So for if you are already holding if you are already holding a bag of cryptos, so in that case, and if you can, I mean, first of all, you should not be pouring in money which you cannot lose. One. Second, if you are like already holding a bag, and if you can DCA, because there is a high probability that most of the alts you purchase at, you right now are getting it in bargain. So in that case, take that bet. Again, not a financial advice or anything, but in that case, if there is a possibility to put in more money, so DCA is the best approach, because in the long run, prices can be like up or down in short terms, but in the long run, if the fundamentals are strong, and you are not holding some shitty coins, because there are a lot of coins out there. If you go to coin market cap, again, if you see cryptocurrencies, so there are close to 30 million cryptocurrencies out there. Close to 30 million cryptocurrencies. So there are a lot of shitty coins out there, but if the fundamentally, if you don't need to chase a lot of projects, you can have like a few projects out there and really do good. So in that case, DCA, meaning buying at the lower prices at which you bought earlier, really makes sense. In case of BTC, if you are like holding for short run, there might be a possibility that we might go either ways. But for the long run, BTC is amazing, because there are again 21 million BTCs, fundamentally very strong. Earlier adoption was not very amazing, like in the initial days. However, like BTC is here to stay, because proof of store, there are not many proof of stores out there. Gold, for example, gold is there. Anything actually which is finite or limited is, and which holds the you can say real value, or there is like effort goes into it, so in that case it grows. For example, we have the only finite or truly limited thing is time. We have 24 hours in day, and we cannot stretch it. It is, or cannot make it less. It is fixed. In case of and second one would be closest, would be the land. So land is also limited, so that is why you say land prices usually increase only. However, in case of land as well, there are reclamations happening. There are like there can be like multi-floor approaches, in which um, there can be like endless expansion which can happen. However, land is limited, and so yeah. But in case of and that is why these hold value. In case of BTC, again, it is programmably finite, 21 million, and cannot be any more. And the mining new bitcoins are getting tough and tough, and very expensive to mine new bitcoins rather than the previous thing. So right now we are in the 7x. There is a difference between like how many new bitcoins are coming up, or how many new bitcoins are coming up, and what is the demand. So supply and demand. So right now we are still at the 7x gap, as in like supply is 1x and the demand is 7x, because of the ETFs, because of like institutional buying and all of that. And so yeah, in the short run, these prices can fall, but these are the amazing opportunities for the long run, because when you buy at these levels, you are at the most profit, right? So, but don't put in your hard-earned money which you cannot lose on the expenses of your grocery, for sure. And so I would say, stay with me, stay with Crypto with Akash, and we'll be bringing you a lot of future updates. Any questions if you have, you can definitely reach out to me, you can write to me, and stay connected. See you. Bye. If you have any question, by the way, you can write it down. See you. Bye.